Hello, how's it going? This is problem 2.4. Problem 2.4 is based on the algorithm that we developed in 2.3. So I went ahead and pulled that up to use as reference for this one. And it basically just says to convert it using a recursive function. So I'm going to take a few of these instance variables here as inspiration. Balance is 5,000. Balance is 5,000. Interest is 18%. Interest. So the lower bound is the lowest amount that we could pay based on our balance without interest. So it's gonna be balance divided by 12. So lower bound is balance divided by 12. Oops. And then same principle with the upper bound. The upper bound is the maximum amount that we could possibly pay, and this is going to include the balance with the interest of the balance. So it's going to look like this. And then the month, we're going to start at 1. And found equals false. Okay. While found is false, we want to initialize a new variable. And we want to set up the payment, the smallest payment. And that's going to be a combination of the lower and upper bounds divided by 2. Okay. All found is false. New balance payment. Okay. Well, found is so while found is false, initialize a new variable. I keep forgetting here. Do we use a 4? 4? No. It's if. Oh, we used a for loop in this one. We're using a sorry, I forgot we're using a recursive function in this one. Wait, what am I messed this up completely. So def bisection search. Sorry. And that's going to take in a high, low variable to represent the bounds. Because we want to insert the lower and upper bounds. So the instance variables are going to be high and low, and then the balance. Okay, and this is where we insert the while loop. While found equals false. Okay. Now we're going to update our new balance and subtract the payment, and then add the interest. But the interest is an annual, like the interest is an annual figure. So we're going to divide that by 12 because this is per iteration. This is part of the while loop. So there we go. And then, so if now we can start our reference loop. If new balance is between 0 and 1 inclusive, we want to print out this is the value that this is the reference that we want to satisfy. We want to print out smallest payment. Add a $sign here to make it here. And then we're going to round this variable to 2. So that's going to be payment to 2. And then we're going to add a few LF statements. If the new balance is less than 0, we want to use the recursive function of this, which is bisection search. So if it's less than 0, we want the payment to represent the upper bound. And new balance is greater than 1. We want to use the bisection search, and we want the payment to represent the lower bound for this one. That should be it. And I'll go and add in the parameters for this. Balance, and that should work. Maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison. Well found is false. Oh wait, I think this was to be a normal for loop here. For I in range of 12. And then we set I equal to 1 for the first month. I in range 12. So this should just iterate over 12 and stop. Over 12 months, starting at 1. So it's saying maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison. Maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison. Maximum recursion. 1. Is this maybe... Is it because... It's less than 0. Does this have to be 0? 2? Is that why it's saying this one specifically? It's still saying that. Okay. Hmm. Lowest is balance divided by 12. Upper bound is balance times 1 plus interest. Um. Hmm. Divided by 2. New balance equals balance for I in range 12. New balance minus the payment. I'm confused here. Oh, I see. I don't think that should matter much though. Yeah, that wouldn't affect the maximum recursion depth. For I in range, if maybe is it an indentation error thing going on? What does this mean? Maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison. It's saying bisection search payment low. Now it's saying this one. I'm so confused. Okay. Oh, balance. New balance. Upper bound. Lower bound. And payment low balance. Not sure what's going on. It's saying it is a card against the psycho release. I'm just going to with personal. I want to try what this guy did. Import. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm confused right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not working. Darn. Pretty sure this has to be greater than or equal to 1. I just don't know why this isn't working. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's still saying maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison somehow. So this is saying new balance minus equals payment plus equals new balance times annual interest rate divided by 12. Makes sense. Now if new balance is between 0 and 1, print the lowest payment. Is this maybe saying like stop here? If this is like if this exceeds like if this satisfies stop? Like stop the loop? Rate less than 0 but payment low. Which makes sense because we want the payment to represent the upper bound if it's less than 0, and vice versa for greater than or equal to 1. Yeah, I don't know. Is it just return? I don't know. I don't know why it's taking so long to compile either. I mean, logically, this code makes sense. Like, I don't know why it's still saying maximum recursion depth. It doesn't make any sense. So if it's less than or equal to 1, that means it has to be greater than 1 for it to not satisfy. But why is it that doesn't make any sense? Maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison. If it's less than 0, We want the payment to represent the highest bound. That doesn't, I just don't get it. Just for the sake of trying to get this to compile, I'm gonna do this, but it's probably not gonna be right. At this point, I don't really know what to do. Balance times interest. And here we're adding new bal. New bal. Annual interest rate divided by 12. I just don't know. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense here. Logically, if it's less than 0, we would want the payment to represent a high. If it's less than 0, yeah, I just don't know what's happening. Yeah, so if it's less than 0, we want the payment to represent the high bound. I was just trying to see if that would get it to compile at least. But logically, I know this is right. I'm not sure what to do here. It's saying maximum recursion depth. Maximum recursion depth exceeded in comparison if new balance is less than 0. I just don't get that. If it's less than, new balance has to be greater than 0, but if it's less than 0, we do this. If it's greater than 1, we do this. How is this sense? I have no idea. I don't know why it's saying maximum recursion depth exceeded. I just want to see what the recursion limit. I'm just gonna do this here. It's saying this is 10,000. 10,000. Well, oh yeah, I set the I reset the recursion limit before, and it didn't fix the issue, so I'm not so sure what to do here. I don't know. Anyways, this code logically makes sense. I don't know why it's not compiling. But I'm just gonna turn it in like this.